Hi, this is Rich Gibbons with SpeakInc, and today we are here with inventor, entrepreneur, Navy SEAL extraordinaire, Alden Mills. Alden, good to see you.
Hey, thanks for being here, Rich. It's great to have you.
So we are here at the Lodge at Torrey Pines. Alden just delivered a great program to a room full of doctors that are part of a medical group?
Yes, a dermatology clinic.
Right.
And I came in a day early, and the whole idea was I wanted to go see a clinic because I'm not a dermatologist, and I wanted to understand their vernacular. Because the first part
You did a great job of weaving that in, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's a key piece because you want to be able to tell a story. And I'll tell a Navy SEAL training story or an entrepreneurial story, and I'll bring it colorful and I'll act it out. But the real important piece is making a bridge first to why that story matters to them.
Right.
And then second, how can they take the lesson learned from that story and apply it on Monday morning to their environment.
Exactly.
So there's two hops,
right?
Two bridges that you have to make.
Right. Yeah, so there were several things. I was sitting in the back of the room, taking it in, and I was thinking there were three things about your profile that I think make you compelling from the platform. Obviously, you've got the street cred of the Navy SEAL, the bona fides around that, but you also sort of come to the craft with some self-deprecation and humility. You kind of poke a little fun at yourself.
Oh, I'd say a lot.
Yeah.
It's important that people hear Navy SEAL and they immediately go, oh, did he shoot Osama bin Laden? No, I did not shoot Osama bin Laden. Yeah. You're neither confirmed nor denied. But the real piece is that I want to be approachable. I want people to understand, most people never go through Navy SEAL training, but what can they learn from it? And how did I apply it? And how can they apply it?
Right.
And that could be a housewife that's there as a spouse,
sure,
or is leading a company. Sure. How do I use these things?
Right.
And SEAL is just a component. I really like to say I'm this intersection between a Navy SEAL team leader to a startup CEO. I've been a CEO longer than I've been a SEAL platoon commander, to a community leader. Those three components together really can make for some impactful takeaways.
Sure, and I think they really did this morning. So the second thing that I was thinking was that Alden did come in early. You went to visit one of the doctors here locally in San Diego. You attended a dinner. So by the time you're delivering the program, you're just a little bit embedded, and you understand the key takeaways that executive leadership wanted to see delivered. But that's something that can be done. We have some company here in the hallway. That's something that can be done artfully. And I feel like you did a really good job of blending what you knew Chris, the CEO, wanted to see delivered into your body of thought leadership and meshing the two.
So by the way, he was mentioning Chris. Chris is the CEO and stakeholder for this particular event. And he and I had some offline conversations. I'll always do a pre-call, but there's also a lot of follow-up that goes on. And saying, okay, what's the messaging you're trying to get across? How can I help support you without being a parrot head?
Right.
And just repeating it. It's got to come in my own language. And most importantly, they got to trust me. I've got to build a connection early on with the audience so they'll say, okay, I'll listen to him. He's done some homework. And you noticed this morning, it was totally unintentional, but I thought it'd be a great way to start off. I called out some people that I had dinner with the night before that were doctors.
Sure. No,
and they were in different places around the room. And asked them, hey, why did you go into dermatology? Why did you spend 8 years of your life doing that?
Yeah.
And what was the common theme?
Sure.
They wanted to help people.
Right.
And that's the whole idea of this particular conference was how can we go above and beyond in what we're doing?
Right.
And that happens to be a key theme in my book, Unstoppable Teams, is about showing how much you care. Yeah. And we did a lot of that today.
Yeah, no, it was, so those were the first two things. The last one was I noticed how rapt everybody was when you were telling stories. That medium of storytelling, that's clearly your that's one of your elements of virtuosity on the platform, because You have a real flair, sort of trivializes it, but you can tell you're having fun when you're telling those stories. They're funny, they're serious. There's always a message woven into them.
Yes.
That was the third thing that I really, really liked.
Well, I do. I love telling stories, and to me, at least for the craft that I am really trying to perfect, it's about storytelling first, because people don't want to just say, okay, what's the framework? Is that it? Right? You got to be able to get them emotionally.
Right.
And you want to connect with them emotionally. And so I act different characters. And Rich is referring to two different Navy SEAL stories. Well, I told a few, but they were training stories, and one of them was Instructor Memphis.
Yeah, that's right. The Southern accent, and he does a great Boston accent too.
Yeah, Instructor Boston.
Right.
But they had two very critical takeaways, and it wasn't just a thematic story. It was, how do you learn to deal with the voices of the head and the heart? How do you learn to focus your energy to take an action? And those are the things that they teach you in SEAL Team, and they apply to everybody. Right? SEALs and civilians, they're totally different people, but there are commonalities.
Yeah, they're human.
Correct.
Right. Well, Dynamite program, if anybody out there in the intertubes is looking for entertaining program with the bona fides of SEAL teams, an amazing journey through the entrepreneurial realm, inventing products. Talk about how they weren't all successful, and that's kind of a key. I think that makes you very human, but just delivered with a great deal of credibility and fun, and that's your guy.
Hey, I love it. I'd love to hear from you, and I'll help you tailor a message that will make it impactful and transformative.
Excellent. Thanks again, Alden.
You bet.
Cheers.
Thank you, Rich.
See you soon.